Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Welcome to week 2, our Yin Asana practice. And it is starting, it's October here today. It's starting to get a little chilly, so I have cozier clothes on, but it's nice. It's still morning. I'm happy to be here with you. I love week 2 because we focus on prana, breath, the vital life force energy, or dynamic energy fields. And we also focus on the Pranayama kosha. We go through, here's our Xander, our faithful static yoga kitty cat. Yeah, he likes to join us for our yoga practices. Play in the garden. It's our sweetheart. So our single point of focus this week, and it's an invitation, is your breath. The invitation on our mindfulness meditations is to use the breath as your focus. And we like to invite you to breathe down into the lower abdomen. So when we inhale, we'll bring that breath, that prana, that life force energy right down to the pelvic floor. And let that belly expand on the inhale. And on our exhales, we're going to let the belly button come in towards the spine. And abdominal breathing or belly breathing is very important because it triggers the relaxation response, the parasympathetic nervous system, which triggers that relaxation response. It tells our body that we're safe. We can be in rest and restore rather than fight and flight. It also releases the health building hormones like serotonin rather than cortisol, which is not health building, stress hormone. So this is why it's important to tell our bodies and almost trick our nervous system with our breath that we're safe. We can trigger that relaxation response, rest and digest and restore, and that we're safe. Release the health building hormones like serotonin that make us feel good, feel at peace, relaxed. We want our bodies to feel at peace and relaxed majority of our day and our time so that we can have the best health and live the longest life. So we're going to talk a lot about breath this week, and our single point of focus in our mindfulness meditations will be just simply the breath. And the beautiful thing about this focus is the breath is always there. We use mantras can always be there, but sometimes if we use an object to gaze at, we may not always have our object that we like to gaze at. Sounds are always there, sometimes a little quieter than others, but the breath is just always right there, every breath. And it's a beautiful focus. It's a very simple focus. And it's one of the primary mindfulness meditation focuses, the breath. And on your analytics this week, we'll be going over the breath awareness, abdominal breathing, belly breathing, and 3-part yogic breath, Yoga Pranayama. So we'll start today with our 3 breaths, just to introduce them to you. And then we move into this week that we also have our focus is on the yama. The second yama is satya. Satya is truthfulness. And it has a very deep meaning. Satya in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a vibrational energy. These words are vibrational. So this means our truest nature, this unchanging aspect of us, our true essence, our unchanging essence, satya. Also, we want to bring honesty to ourselves, which allows us to bring honesty to our lives and our other people and our relationships. We want to focus on satya, also in the fact that emotions sometimes can be swayed with illusion or disturbances and vitras, distractions and disturbances of the mind, sometimes illusion and even insanity are emotions. And so we want to take some space between an emotion arising and any reaction and really begin to get honest with ourselves. What did we make it mean? Did it really mean that? Can we really, really know that that person doesn't like us, or that person doesn't love us, or that we were left out, or that we are not good enough. All the things that we tell ourselves when we're in illusion. We want to really bring satya, truthfulness, to these thoughts and these emotions that can be just part of conditioning and programming that's disempowering and things we no longer serve. So we bring the truth when we feel an emotional reaction and really think about the thoughts that preceded it and are they true? And when we create that space, we're able to be a little more honest with ourselves and what's going on. Of course, you're good enough. You're a child of the universe, a child of God. We all make mistakes. We all things we wish we hadn't, but we're all good enough. We are all loved beyond measure. And most important is to love ourselves. Get into a lot of self-love through this practice. So every practice would be infused with self-love. And that's another part of bringing satya to our mat. Is when we are bringing satya to our mat, we're really like, how's my body feeling? Do I need to keep up with the other people in class and let my ego run the practice? Or am I going to let satya? What is true for my body today? How deep do I need to move into this pose? Do I really need to be a total pretzel? I'd rather be honest and integrity and truthful where my body's at. There's no competition. Yoga is simply about allowing and opening and truly coming to yoke with that oneself. And satya is part of that path. That's one of the entry points to that path, is the honesty to be honest about this true nature. This is what we come in yoke with, this true unchanging nature that we all are one in this invisible field, this invisible mind, soul, non-physical aspect. Gender too. So yes, we'll be going through koshas as we go through theirs. As the koshas are sheaths in our body. Last week we were all focused on the physical body, the Annamaya kosha, which is the physical kosha. And we're moving through the 8 limbs of yoga, Patanjali's 8 limbs. And so we're going to be introducing the yamas and the niyamas. But on the third is asana, which is the body. And then the fourth, which is we're working on today, is pranayama. It's breath and using breath and the vital life force energy to enrich and to bring more vital life force into our body. And this pranayama kosha and this prana includes a lot of these invisible energetic systems. They're not like last week, the bones and the muscles and the physical body that we can see and we can touch. This pranamaya kosha that we're working on today in pranayama through breath and vital, this affects our pranavayas. This affects our nadis, these invisible things, our Ida Pingala, the Shashuna, the great river that comes up our spinal column. It affects our meridians. It affects the koshas, of course, the chakras. So it's affecting our energy systems as we move through and focus on pranayama. Let's begin our practice. That was a little introduction lesson. And we'll begin our practice. So our yin practice is always easier, slower, gentler, more restorative. And I like that. And we're going to stay on the earth, which is one of my favorites, sticking right to the earth here. So it's a nice first day of the week practice to just gently move you in. We'll be moving our body and stretching our body. Let's begin now by finding a nice seated position, Sukhasana. If you want to put a little cushion under your sits bones, if you feel more comfortable to bring those hips a little more level, you can do that. I do that when I'm in a long seated poses, but some people like to do that at all times. Remembering we can always put things under our knees, blanket, very thin cushion or a towel under our knees. in any of the practices if we feel we need that. For right now, we are going to feel that earth underneath us, feel that sits bones connected to the earth. And drop into the breath. Let's move into the belly breath first, our abdominal breathing. Well, let's move into mindful breath first, just noticing. Let's not change it, alter it. Just bringing your awareness to your breath. Noticing your rhythm. Mindful breathing. We're observing the breath awareness. It's watching the breath. I invite you now to bring that breath down to the lower abdomen. Let it drop all the way to the pelvic floor, that prana and life force. And on the inhale, letting this lower abdominal region expand. And on the exhale, feeling that navel coming in towards the spine. And continue with abdominal breathing, belly breathing for a few more breaths. Notice by just bringing your awareness to this breath, it slows the breath down a little and lengthens the breath naturally. A couple more breaths. And then wherever you are on your breath, let it all go and come into a nice deep exhale. In our next inhale, we're going to do 3 parts. We're going to breathe into the belly first, like an ocean wave moving up to the ribs, filling the ribs with prana, and then all the way up to the chest. Fill the chest up with your breath and your prana and your life force. And hold that breath for just a moment. We're going to just let it go. And on this next breath, we're going to reverse it, just inhaling into the belly, the ribs, chest. Pause for just a moment, and let's exhale chest, ribs, and belly. And find which version works for you, and we'll continue with 3-part yogic breath for a few breaths. Feeling this entire front torso of your body. Back to just feel this whole torso fill up and release. Get comfortable. Mudra for your hand. This is Haikini. All my fingers and my thumbs are touching. Chin, pointer and thumb, and touch. Rest on your thighs. Gently. And a couple more breaths. Present to the breath, feeling it in nostrils, out through the nostrils, through the mouth. It's life force. We know we're alive when we're breathing. We say our soul enters the body at the first breath and leaves the body the last. Every breath in between is our life, our lifetime, this lifetime. We'll let that breath go. Beautiful. And with the eyes remaining closed, taking a moment to scan the body, noticing the prana around and in your body, the life force. Just checking in how you feel. Does your physical body feel? Your energy body feel? Your inner aliveness? Your emotional state? Just letting it all be, no judgment. Letting it arise and fall and be released. Let it pass through. It's when emotions get stuck rather than flowing through. Or when we think thought or emotion is ours, versus we've just tuned into some thoughts. Some emotional energy fields. And lastly, let's create an intention for ourselves, something that we can state in the positive, the present. I am peace now. I feel love overflowing within me now. I feel fulfilled here and now. Whatever your intention is today, state that and feel the emotions of it. Feel it fully and vividly. Put that cart before the horse. Horse will catch up. Beautiful. And release that intention for this or better, this or better, this or better. Beautiful. Stretch those legs out. Sit and cross legs for a little while. A little further. Nice play with the little critters. And begin to move the torso around, maybe some nice little circles. Flop those legs up and down. Windshield wiper the feet. Let's bring those legs a little wider. Move into a nice little wide leg forward fold. Nice. Side to side. A couple more circles. Nice, deep, chronic breaths, filling up the body. Invite you to look towards either foot, the right or the left. Just face that torso a little, so it's facing that foot. You flex and extend the foot a little bit. Work with the breath as we move down into this pose, as we're focusing on the breath and prana this week. Inhaling, you can bring those arms up as you inhale. Bringing the hands in prayer position, Anjali Mudra, bringing it down to your heart. And then begin to hinge at the hips toward that leg and that foot. And bring the hands down to the earth. And before we round our spine, we're going to keep a straight spine for a moment. We're just going to feel this gentle edge. And we rest on our edges, and our edge is always, feels so good. It's never in the hurt, never forcing and striving like we would do in athlete or something. We're allowing the body to open. So we're at kind of a 7, 6, 7, especially in yin, maybe more like a 5, 6. Just feel that edge where the back leg muscles, you can feel a little sensation. You're being challenged gently. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, see if you can hinge just a teeny bit deeper in the hip before you round the spine. And rounding the spine and bringing the hands to the leg, whether it's the shin or the ankle or the foot, whatever you can touch. And put a little micro bend in the knee. You can rest the head coming in towards the leg. And remembering everybody's at different flexibility levels. If you're more muscular, it's harder to come down this far because the muscles get in the way. Make it need anything disempowering. No disempowering interpretations. Honor your body where it's at, and knowing with time you'll become more and more flexible. You can continue to flex and extend the foot. And gently breathe and relax in this nice forward fold. And forward folds are inward, going in as you observe the breath, the prana, life force in your body. And one more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up. And we're going to move to the opposite foot as you did. We'll do the middle last. Facing that foot, twisting your torso to face that foot a little bit if you need to. We're going to inhale, bring those arms up. Relaxing the shoulders down, bringing those hands down to the heart in prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And as you exhale, hinging forward. And again, bringing the hands to the earth and finding that gentle edge where your leg muscles are saying, it's probably enough. And just taking a couple breaths here. Resting on the edge, playing that edge. And on your next exhale, see if you can hinge a little deeper in the hip. And then taking a nice deep breath. And on your next exhale, rounding that spine. Bringing the hands to the leg or the foot. You can massage that foot a little bit with great self-love and appreciation. And relaxing and taking a few breaths as you go inward. Noticing the breath, bringing that single point of focus to your breath. Honoring your body, satya, honesty and how you're feeling, how deep you can go. One more nice deep breath. On the next inhale, gently and kindly coming out. Wow. Now we're going to go to the middle. So we'll bring this torso nice and centered and straight. We've got Xander kind of in the way, but that's not a problem. We do. And we'll inhale, bringing those arms up, bringing the hands to prayer position. Bring those hands down to the heart and begin to hinge at the hips. Feel that hip joint hinging. And find where that hip joint edges, bringing the hands to the earth. We're going to keep that spine straight for a moment. Just take a couple breaths as we rest on this edge. The back leg muscles will feel some sensation. Fully present to the breath, the prana, the life force in and all around us. And then on your next exhale, see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip. And then allow that spine to round, hands come down to the earth, and find your forward fold. And breathe. Bringing all your focused attention to that breath awareness. And one more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, hinging back up. Beautiful job. And let's bring those feet together in nice little Baddha Konasana butterfly pose. You can bring those heels in a little bit in towards the body. Wrap the hands around the feet. Open the spine of the foot up just a little bit. Book, like opening up a book. And begin to flap those butterfly wings. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Move the torso around a little as you split like a butterfly, flower to flower. A lot of flowers here. Butterflies to land. We'll be doing a few less poses in our yin asana, holding them a little bit longer. It's an opportunity to slow down, to restore, to relax the body and the nervous system. Resting those butterfly wings till they come to a stop, and then bringing those legs down towards the earth. It may not go much towards the earth, but that's the intention, the line of direction. Legs are reaching down towards the earth. And then as you inhale, lengthening the spine, so the head is reaching up towards the heavens, while the legs are reaching down towards Mother Earth. On a deep inhale, lengthening the spine, and on the exhale, we're going to hinge again at the hips. The forward fold. Forward folds are so nice to begin with. They're inward, restorative poses. And again, find your edge. Hips will let you know. Gentle feels so good edge. And take one breath, resting on this edge. Your second breath, a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, hinging a little bit forward, a little more on that hip if you can, never forcing, and then allowing the spine to round. And you bring the hands down to the earth if you like, relaxing the head and taking a few breaths. Diving inward, focusing on the breath. Fully present. Breath and prana. And on your next inhale, gently and kindly coming up. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Okay, let's relax those legs again. Let's bring the knees up. Beautiful. And let's take this right leg. I'm not mirroring you, so you have to switch it. The right leg straight out. And we're going to take the left leg and we're going to bring that left foot right to the outside of the left leg by the knee and the upper thigh. I'm going to take this right arm and we're going to hug this left leg into our body. We take the left hand and put it right behind the left buttocks or to the side, on the left side. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen. And as you exhale, you're going to twist your body to gaze over that left shoulder. Next inhale, lengthen. Smell the flowers. And then exhale, twist. And one more time. Always lengthening on the inhale on your twists. And twisting on the exhale. Rest here for a breath or two. releasing. Micro twist to the other side. And we're going to switch legs. So my left leg is out straight. I'm going to bend that right knee. Bring that right foot right alongside the outside of the left leg. I'm going to take the left arm and hug that right leg. And then my right hand, I'm going to put right behind right buttocks. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, twist. Two more breaths this way. When you get to your full twist, allow yourself a couple gentle breaths, holding this deep twist. And on your next exhale, that is releasing. Go twist to the other side. Beautiful. Legs out. Going to come down onto the earth, onto our backs. Resting on your back. Let's just begin by bringing the knees into the chest, hugging those knees in and rocking a little, release and relax that lower back. And then bringing the feet to the earth, the knees are up. We're going to move into a couple little warm-ups for our bridge. We're going to do a nice, just a gentle warm-ups as we press into the feet and we lift the hips up a little bit. Two-legged table. And then as you release your two-legged table, it's really important that we start from the upper thoracic, the upper vertebrae, our spinal column, and go one at a time down to the mid, the lower thoracic. And we get to the lumbar, the small of our back. And then finally feeling that tailbone release. Nice little massage. It's like a string of pearls, one pearl at a time. And then on the next inhale, let's press into the feet and lift the hips. Again, two-legged table. Just holding that for a few breaths. Noticing the sensations in your body. Keeping that breath nice and deep. Noticing the prana, the life force. And when you're ready, on the next exhale, coming down, one vertebrae at a time. Always knowing with yoga, you can always come out sooner. Ever need to stop or relax, or your body is satya, the honesty, the truthfulness of your body is saying to come out of a pose sooner, please, please do so. And we never move into pain in yoga. So pain, start to feel pain, you always want to back off or modify the pose in some way. Let's do this one more time. And for those who love the bridge, I invite you to go in. You can go into a full bridge. And for those who are just really wanting to stay in yin today, you can just stay in our two-legged table, lifting up that whole pelvic area and breathe. And on your next exhale, coming down, upper vertebrae, one vertebrae at a time, down to the lower. And when you're all the way down and you feel that tailbone release, let's bring the knees into the chest and rock. And then coming back down. And we're going to take the right leg straight out. And we're going to take this left knee into the body. So gently guiding this left knee in towards the body. And then this right leg, we're going to press that down towards the earth. So that's our line of intention. Our line of our energy is going towards the earth on this extended right leg. And then this left leg, the line of energy is coming in towards the body. So feel those two separate intentions. The right leg pressing down towards the earth. The left is coming in towards the body. When we talked last week about bandhas, this is a nice pose if you want to hold those bandhas. Our Mula bandha, the pelvic floor. Uddiyana bandha is the belly. Jalandhara, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And it's a little hard to bring the chin in because you have your head on the earth, but you can put that tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then bring in that prana, that life force, as we breathe, activating the pranamaya kosha, using our pranayama, deep belly breaths. And one more deep breath. Beautiful job. You're going to release this left leg and you're going to bring the foot to the earth. The knee is still up. We're going to move into a nice knee down twist. When I'm laying on my back like this, I like to come up onto this right side. We're going to be twisting to the right, just an inch, just to keep that lower lumbar spine neutral with a twist. Let's take that left knee, bending it again and bringing it over to the right, using the right hand to guide the knee over. And you're going to take the left hand and you're going to bring it out 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. So we have a beautiful twist in the neck, shoulder area, hips. It's like we're wringing out a towel. All those toxins and all that energy we don't need, we can release. And breathe into the belly. Deep chronic breaths. Bring your single point of focus to the breath. Finding a nice, comfortable position for this pose. Maybe you need to back off on your twist a little, whatever feels very comfortable. Let's go rest in this for a few breaths. Releasing that leg, coming back up to center. And bring both knees up for a moment. Take a moment to receive that pose, noticing the sensations. We move to the other side, taking that left leg out straight. And we're going to press that left leg into the earth. That line of energy is going down towards the earth as we pull the right leg into the body. Feel those two opposite lines of energy. And breathe. Engage those bandhas if you like. Remembering those bandhas are energy locks. So as we bring the prana and life force in with our breath, we lock that energy in by engaging the bandhas so that the prana and the life force can intensify. Nothing leaks out. It's wasted. One more breaths here. Good job. On your next exhale, we're going to release that right leg. Prepare to go to your knee down, twist to the other side. You might want to come up onto that left side just an inch. Like you're about to begin to turn on your left side, but just an inch. And then taking that right knee over to the left, using the left hand to guide it. Keeping both shoulders on the earth, reaching that right arm out and turning the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And relax and breathe and release into the pose. And one more breath. And releasing that right leg. And let's bring both knees up. Just windshield wiper them side to side. Taking a moment to receive the pose, noticing the sensations in the body, posture, yogic pose activated for you inside your body. And now we're going to move. We're going to take those legs and we're just going to bring them up. Now, if you'd like to move into the half shoulder stand, you're free to do that, or just move into this. We're in a yin practice, so taking it a little easier today. You can flex and extend those feet, noticing the sensations, legs, have them flexed. Imagine this waterfall of light, peace, and joy and love is coming over your feet and just pouring into your heart, whole being. Light, waterfall of light. Deep breaths in the belly. Focus is the breath. Always be focusing on the breath through yoga, but this week is big focus on breath. Even if we're not in a half shoulder stand, we're just put the legs up. We're giving these legs, all the veins in the legs, a nice vacation for the veins. They're appreciating this. Xander. Thank you, boy. And let's take our hands behind our thighs, the hamstrings, and just pull those legs in a little closer towards the body. Noticing a nice gentle stretch. Remember to stay in that feels so good zone. Even do a little massage on those hamstrings. Bring in some self-love, some self-care. Aw, hi, Zandy. And if you'd like to take those legs out wide, this little stretch on the inner thighs. Flex and extend the feet. And if you can reach those feet, bring the hands up to the feet. Rock back and forth a little bit. Comfortable. Oh, hi, baby. Just feel the stretch and the sensation. And if you want to take one leg and bend that knee, we'll work on the opposite leg. I'm working on my left. So my right leg is bent in. I'm going to pull that left leg in towards my body a little bit more. Just staying in that feel so good zone. And maybe take that left leg out a little more towards the earth, a little wider out. And in. Finding your gentle edges to play with your legs and allowing some time to just hold. That's when the muscle really has the opportunity to lengthen and stretch, the holding. And as you hold, focus on that breath. Bring your single point of focus to the breath. Maybe make some little gentle circles to lubricate that hip joint a little. Make sure if you're making circles, you go both directions. Nice, gentle little circles. That extended leg. If there's anything else you want to do with this leg while we're here, out further and more body, the movement, noticing the sensations, keeping that breath flowing into that lower belly. Deep, slow, full breaths. And then we're going to move to the other side. So you can bend the outstretched leg in and then open up and straighten opposite leg. So I have my right leg now. Taking it in towards the body first, noticing the sensations. Holding that in that nice, feels so good edge. Nice deep breaths. You can engage those bandhas if you like. Seal and lock that energy in. Let's take that foot out a little wider down towards the earth. Bring up that hip joint a little more. Finding your gentle edge here. If you want to move some gentle circles. Hip joint getting even warmer. Move those circles the other direction. And we want to be fair to each leg. So finding any little movements here. Nice things you want to do with this extended leg. And then let's bend that knee. We're going to bring the feet together in a supta, supine Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So bringing the feet together, wrapping the hands around them, and gently bringing them in towards the body. Find that gentle edge. You can rock back and forth a little bit. I don't want to create too much turbulence for the Xander boy. He seems pretty comfy. Breathing into the belly, bringing the prana and life force in. Sealing it in with those bandhas. Engage the mula, the pelvic floor. Mula bandha, uddiyana bandha, ara area, coming in and up, and jalanda. Chin parallel, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Then we're going to open the legs up. We're going to move into happy babies. So this is kind of just your time to free flow and move any little last movements you want to make. Just like you did when you were a baby, kicking the leg around. Doing what feels good and fun for you with your legs. And when you're done, you're moving into a savasana. Being in your corpse pose. Savasana, getting nice and comfortable. Maybe you want a little blanket to put over you, or put your socks on, or a jacket, maybe an eye pillow, or something gentle under your head. Your knees. Taking really good self-love care of yourself as we close up our final relaxation savasana for this in asana to focus on the truth, honoring the truth in our bodies, our actions, our thoughts, our reactions, our emotions. We say to ourselves and to others, aligning with that true essence, that eternal, unchanging essence that is our true eternal self. Finding a comfortable position, I like to bring the legs a little wider, and I like to flop those feet out and bring the hands out. And whatever's more comfortable, I love to have the palms up to just receive. This is our final receiving of all the energies of this practice. Resting, feeling the earth underneath you. Allowing your body to be received by the earth, feeling the support. And inviting relaxation throughout all the systems of the body. And chronic relaxation. Letting the breath just return back to its natural rhythm. As you simply rest in silent stillness, allowing the practice to integrate to the body, the pranic field, satya, and into your higher self, your eternal essence. And as we rest in silence, I will be sure to bring you back. As we begin to come back, begin to take some nice deep breaths into your belly. Activating that pranayama, a breath of life force, dynamic energy field within you. Deep breaths into the belly. I invite you to move into a couple 3-part yogic breaths, breathing into the belly, ribs, bringing it all the way up into the chest, even the clavicular area. And exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. Or just exhaling. A couple more 3-part yogic breaths. And the pranayamas. And beginning now to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Stretching out the arms and legs. And stretching out the whole body. And back into your body. And when you feel ready, rolling over to one side or the other. It's not going to like this. Might be. And as you roll over to your side, take a breath here. Notice the shifts of the fluids in the body, the organs. As you move your body, noticing all those subtle energetic shifts, prana shifts. And when you feel ready, coming up to a seated position. Taking a moment to receive this practice, checking in and scanning the body, scan your energy field, your physical body, diving in the inner spaces within your body. The inner aliveness, noticing, maybe even noticing any shifts, or maybe not. As we develop a more sensitivity to the subtle energies within our body. And then I invite you to come back to that intention that you set beginning of practice. And repeat that back to yourself, always in the positive and the present tense. And even more so than that, feel the energy, the emotions, as if you're right there, right here, now, with that intention fully manifest. Vividly feeling and imagining that intention fully realized here now. And releasing that intention, the this or better, this or better, this or better. Congratulations for this yin practice with Xander and I. And a reminder to focus on the satya this week, your innermost truth, and bringing that truth to your life, to your practices, and you're honoring your body's truth, and honoring the truth inside. Sometimes our mind can make things up and distort things and create Maya illusions and insanity sometimes, where we're just making it up and making it mean things that are not true. Disempowering thoughts and beliefs. And this is yoga. This is yoga's calming that the gritus, the disturbances, the fluctuations, the illusions of the mind, calming those down so that we can find the truth, that eternal essence within us, that true nature, that unchanging aspect of ourself that is deep underneath all those distractions and disturbances of our physical lives. It's unchanging, it can never be threatened, it can never leave. The more we rest into that, the more we bring it forth, we clear the clouds of illusions. I am Grace. Thank you so much for joining me for this yin practice of ecstatic yoga. Please go to ecstaticyoga.studio for more information on our yoga teacher trainings, our retreats, our 30-day challenges, our Sunday messages and meditations, and our messages from John throughout the week. And I wish you a beautiful day, a blessed day. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Namaste. Darling baby.